friends. Well, it's a new week here in my studio, and I am pulling out a very old project. So old, in fact, that it took me a few minutes to even find the needles that I needed to do this. I am going back to the tapestry weaving that I was working on a couple of years ago. I'd like to get this one finished. You know how it is, mostly because I want to get it off this loom so that I can put something else on the loom. So let's look at where I am in this project. I'm kind of playing it by ear as far as the design and just taking it as I go. So here's the weaving. I'll turn a little bit for you. It has kind of a Native American feel. I've got a big red patch here and I need to break that up right away. So I'm going to put a little section mimicking the same pattern I've been doing of this kind of metallic gold and silver. That's going to go in here. I'd like it to go up to maybe, let's see, about here as far as height. So I'm not even halfway through. So I need to get on after it. I've got some, these were the ones I was looking for, these little tapestry needles, if you can call them needles. I've also got, here's a nice plastic one that works really well. It's kind of flexible. And I've also got two of these with a bent end. So we'll see how that goes. I've also got this little tapestry comb for pushing the weaving down and keeping it compact. So I'll do a little bit of work here and find out where I want to go with this and how I want to get done as quickly as possible. You can see I've got the black around the edges, so I have to kind of work with that. And I'm making it symmetrical, so whatever I do on one side, I need to be able to mimic on the other. And that's a little tricky. Okay, now you see I've put a little patch in here. Now the center line is this string here. Probably should put some kind of a little tag on it or something. That might help some. But I'm trying to keep it symmetrical on both sides and keep it loose as I add it because I have to integrate the yarns from the side. Now all of this yarn is Simply Soft by Karen, or it is, what is that? Loops and Threads Soft and Shiny. I took out some of the stitching I just did because I was running my red all the way over here. But you can see on this side, I've cut back in some. I've cut back in the width of one warp thread over. So I need to pull this back in so that I can get this same yellow look over here that I have on this side. That'll cut in some. I'm going to put some paper back there to help with the focus maybe. So I've worked on this side a bit. I did some more of the metallic going up, and I think I am going to have just a loose tail for like the smoke or the top of the flame. And I'll bring some of the red back in on this side of the metallic for more flame. I've finished off my yellow over here. And yeah, it's coming together. I've probably spent an hour and I've gotten, you know, that much. So it is pretty time consuming, but very relaxing. It's very comparable. Okay, and so I find it best to do the centerpiece first and then work out to the sides. And so I'm going to do this side, and then as I do this side, I can watch really carefully and make sure that they're symmetrical. And even something on the side, I think I'm going to stop and not do the black until the very end on both sides. But this yellow right here looks really kind of straight. But when I get the black in there, it's going to give that zigzaggy feeling that you see along here all the way, kind of a feathered look, and it makes it look like fire. This is supposed to be kind of like fire in the darkness. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Well, now that I've finished my full bobbin of yellow, put it over there. I'm looking at what I can ply it with. I'm not going to ply it with my brown because the brown is going to go with other brown. That's a different project. This is not a full bobbin. It's kind of greeny, chartreusey colors. The other one that I really wanted to ply it with is this, but this is also not a full bobbin. And I think the reason I stopped with this is that I ran out of the kind of the deep orange, whatever that was. I do have some colors I'd like to fill up this bobbin is what I'm saying. I've got a little bit of this. Boy, this isn't going to last though. That's probably avocado. This is avocado as well. And of course, when it spins up, it'll be a little darker, more of a deep pink. It's not exactly a match for that, but it might help me fill up this bobbin. I think that's what I'm going to do, and then put it with the yellow and see what I get. I've made some more progress on my tapestry weave. Now here was the tail of that smoke, and I left it out because I'm going to take it in and out with a needle as it goes up here instead of having it be very elongated. And I've brought back in some yellow here. This is a big band of red. You can see I've gotten away from the symmetrical thing, and at the top of the flame I really want things to curl around. So over here I'm going to have some black come in and some more yellow here. And the black will come in, and then the black will be over here and come in. But I'll have the silver pop back out. This tail isn't long enough, but I'll have some more of a smoky trail come out of it. So I'm pretty pleased so far. I think I like it. That's a lot of red, but I think when I get the yellow in there, it'll balance it out. I hope that little segment there gave you an idea of how the stitching goes, how you have to make sure that you overlap each one, like when each one of these black passes that comes over has to wrap around the last warp string that the yellow is on. And that gives you these little fiery things here, these little spiky things, but it also makes sure that your weaving is nice and tight and there's no holes. So I'm going to keep on with this back and forth kind of fiery, smoky pattern. And I'm enjoying this. The next thing I'll do will be to fill in the yellow over here a bit. Maybe go a bit further with the red. Fill in the yellow and then fill in the black. I prefer to work from the middle out. I think I've said that before. I failed to mention the little project that my son did that you will find the most interesting, and it's really fun and exciting. Let me show you. He fixed this huge cast iron cauldron that I got from my mother after she died. It had 3 tiny pinholes in the bottom, if you remember, and he got some high heat epoxy at the hardware store and filled the holes up. And it's not the kind of thing that you want to cook in, but you can certainly do natural dyeing in. I even got the big cast iron handle that goes on the pot and a stand to go with it. So I'm really excited about using this. Probably in November, December, I'll do a nice big fire on the fire pit that's right there and do some natural dyeing with some lichen, I think. I've got a new way to use this loom. Let me show you. I've got it on my lap with the little legs braced against the desk so I can sit comfortably in my chair with my back supported. And now I'm going to work on it a little bit more. That's it for this week, folks. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed watching the tapestry weaving. I don't do it very often. I will put a link below to the channel that I really like to watch for tapestry weaving. She doesn't do much stuff that looks like this, but she does beautiful work. I think it's called Spruce and Linen or something like that. All right, I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.